It's the only thing that's a pain in this car. You have to let it warm up to at least, I don't know, 60 degrees Celsius, or else it'll throw a huge fit if you try and move it. Oh, so cute! Hi. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a little different. It's kind of going to be a handheld thing. We're kind of going to go over washing and maintaining of vehicles here, some of the best practices that I've experienced, and then just kind of how I do a regular wash. My car, if I'm quick about it, it takes about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But we're going to go over all of the paint stuff, all of the wheel stuff, all that, and we'll kind of do a cleaner inventory, and then we'll get into it. All right, so going over what we have here, you're going to need a lot of microfiber towels. We'll go through that. So I have some quick detailer. I almost never use it. We have our soap. I use Suds Lab, but this is wash and wax shampoo. Very good, high quality products. You want to shake it before you use it. We'll get into that. Zero acid wheel cleaner. Do not use the acidic wheel cleaners. They will mess your wheels up. And then some wax as well. I have a ton of these scrubby mitt things, like 3 of them. There's no particular reason. What I've seen people do is they'll use one for the body and then they'll use another one for the wheels, because the wheels have grit and dust and stuff that'll scratch the crap out of your paint if you mix. Or you can just use a towel for it, but do not use the same mitt as you use on your wheels and stuff. It'll get really nasty. I have a wheel brush. I use this for wheels, anything that's going to be gritty and greasy, and then I have this little handle for these little things. They used to stick really well, now they don't. One's soft, one's coarse. These have really seen better days. I probably won't use them. And then your 2 buckets, very important, 2 buckets, and we'll go into why. Some of you may already know why. And my secret concoction is our Dawn dish soap and water. So that's all this is. It's just some Dawn dish soap and water. You spray it on your wheels, and it'll clean brake dust and stuff right off. I use this first, and then the wheel cleaner second, which we'll go into when we get to the wheels. So obviously, so the first step here, this dirty one is just going to get full of water. That's all. It's just going to be water. Cool. Now the next one is going to get filled with soap and water. So we will take our wash and wax shampoo. It says shake well before use, so we will go ahead and do that. Give it a good old shake for a few minutes. We've poured the soap in there. I use 2 capfuls. I think the instructions say 1, but I like extra suds in my soap. And then we will fill this up. So once you have your 2 buckets filled, one with just water, which is already dirt in here, and then one with your soap and your water, then you are ready to begin rinsing your vehicle off. Alright, so when you rinse here, a lot of people will tell you start at the top, work your way to the bottom, which is very true, because what happens is if you spray the bottom and then you work your way up, all the dirt from up here is going to rinse down onto what you just rinsed, and it's like you didn't rinse it. So you always start from the top. I always start with the front of the car here. You just kind of come around and just work your way back and forth all the way down. I kind of come down the hood here. Get this thing nice and wet. Come down the front of the car. I'll do the hood one more time. So once you've rinsed all of that and your car's nice and wet, you're going to take one of your thingamabobs here. I have long sleeves. I didn't really think this through. It's a little chilly out today. And you're going to start wiping your car down. Again, starting from the top. So you'll dip your little thing in the soap. Helps if the soap is closer to the car. It is what it is. It'll come over here. And then you will start wiping down, starting from top to bottom here. You can do your windshield. You can do all that fun stuff. We'll make sure you get your A-pillar here, and you'll just work your way down the car. I like to do it in halves. I am 5'4", so get that leaf off. I am 5'4", so I don't have the wingspan to reach all the way across and do the other side, you know what I mean? See, there's some like sap or something there. Apply some pressure and scrub, it should come right off. Same with this one here. Yeah, that came off. And then that's like that side, right? We've got a little bit of grit and dirt here that came off. You can see there's like a spot there. That might be a chip, I'm not sure. No, it's kind of coming off. Yeah, it's gone. And you just work your way down and you can do the other side as well. So I've gotten a lot of scrubbing done. As you can see, I got like a lot of the bug crap like off the front here. It just took a little bit of scrubbing. Maybe like put your thumb on the little mitt and scrub that little spot, it'll come right off. So now that you're done wiping the car down, you rinse it again. So you'll take your hose and once more, starting from the top, you will rinse the area that you just cleaned and off. So starting at the top, kind of rinse it through here. Try not to linger on these vents too long. There's nothing there that's going to get ruined if you get it wet. They, you know, designed it that way, but I still wouldn't like douse them in water. So you'll move back, you'll kind of get, and then you'll come down here, get all this soap out of here, and then just kind of rinse any remnants of bug crap and stuff off, and you should be pretty good. So now that we've done the front of the car, before you dip it back in the soap, every time you come back to get more soap on your mitt, it's very important that you dip your cleaning utensil, if you want to call it that, in your water. So this is why we have two buckets. So what this does is this prevents you from getting all the dirt and bugs and grime and crap back on your car, but it also prevents, like, all that stuff can scratch the paint depending on what you have on your paint. So you get it out of the mitt by dipping it in. I just got my sleeve wet, gross. Dousing it in there, and then you'll wring this out. Now it's hard to do with one hand, but you will wring it out nice and tight before you put it back into your soap water. So this is not editing magic or anything like that. As you can see, you can almost not see the bottom of the bucket. And this is after one time, just this front portion here. And keep in mind, I just washed this car like a week or two ago. So this is how much dirt collects in this thing after just a little bit of use. And then you're wiping that all back on the car. You can scratch the paint and all that stuff. And even if it doesn't scratch the paint, like all of that is getting in it's going to get in this water, and it's going to be dirty soap water. It's not really going to clean your car as effectively. So the two bucket method is definitely worth it. I've been doing it for like 6 years now, and it works really, really well. So once again, we are rinsing. We will start from the top, kind of in the middle. We'll go down, like down the door here. Make sure we go all the way down. Like, look how dirty this fender is. You can see the black dirt on it. Start at the top of the fender here, work your way down. And you can even spray the wheels a little bit, but you're gonna have to do them again later, so I really wouldn't worry about it. Come on back down here, spray this. I have enough water pressure that I don't have to go all the way over there. Maybe I get the roof a little bit too. And then you are all set to start your rinsing. Now the size of the car you'd think wouldn't be that bad, but like, it's pretty bad, honestly. See how like you kind of swipe, like it's going away. It's like a completely different color. So we're gonna start from the top of the fender here, wipe it on down. We kind of got the side a little bit, but I really just focused on the front. You'll follow the bumper down, get your vents right here. I love these vents, they look so good. Get your side marker here as well. Make sure you get your very bottom here. You'll get a ton of dirt. And it's always wise, especially if it's a really dirty panel like this, to go back and rinse your thing again. And like, you see all this crap? That's like rubber, and it's very difficult to get off. It will come off, but it's very difficult. You might actually need to scrub really freaking hard. This is gonna have like a ton of dirt on it. This though is coming off a lot easier. There's a couple little spots that you can kind of scrub at, and they slowly start going away. But this is probably gonna be like a two-handed job right here. So I've gotten a lot of it off. You can see there's some more down there that I'm gonna have to get off, but I've gotten a lot of it off here. Now look at how filthy this rim is. It's like black. This is supposed to be silver. This is supposed to look like this. See, it's all dirty. So this is gonna be like road dirt, hang on, and stuff. The easiest thing to do is probably gonna be to grab something that you're not going to use on your paint, like a brush or something, and get it off. Because if you get all this crap off here and then you go to use it on your paint, it can scratch your paint. So I'm gonna grab this one. This one is kind of my don't use on paint thing. I'm gonna get it a little wet here. I got it real wet, that's fine. And then I'm going to wipe the edge of this all the way across. It gets a little tight up here because of the fender liner. And then look at that. But you can actually see much cleaner now. You can see the silver, the paint, all the way around. And then we'll do this on all four when we get to the fenders here. Alright, so when you're washing the side of the car, something that you want to do is you want to get your key. And you are going to want to open the door. Because you're going to want to wipe this down. So see all this dirt here and all of that? So, and we need to vacuum it too, but that's later. You're going to want to wipe all of that. So, with your wet rag here. So when you come down here, you're going to want to start up here. You're going to see that there's a little bit of dirt there. You're just going to wipe this down, make it look all nice and shiny again. Same with in here, you can clean this little weather stripping here. And it's really on how much you want to do, but I will tell you, especially these AMG little sills here, it's really cool because they shine up like really nice. And you can wipe this down here. And this honestly might just be, it's kind of coming off. It might just be, there we go, a little bit of scrubbing. It starts to come out. You can even wipe down this door latch here. It's like super robust. Your little warning labels. Shine them all up again. And you should be good to go. Alright, so once we've washed the car, we've gotten the actual body of the vehicle washed, so you've almost run out of soap and water. Let me actually show you. So this is the whole car being washed, and this water is black. Now I'd usually recommend swapping it out about twice throughout the whole wash. I made sure to rinse the car with a bunch of extra water to make sure that the paint doesn't get scratched. If you'd like, you can change the water out at the first sign of it getting dirty, but you'll use a lot more water that way. Now we're going to move on to cleaning your exhaust pipes. Now these might look pretty clean to you, and they do look pretty alright. But what we can do here is we can use this stuff I mentioned earlier. So you'll grab your bottle, Dawn dish soap and water. So there's not really a formula that I use. Obviously it's gonna be more water than soap. Just a good squirt, and then fill your bottle up. It'll suds up pretty quick, so let it overflow, get some of the suds out. And then you put this cap on. And then you can clean things like exhaust pipes and wheels with this before you use things like wheel cleaners. So this will get your initial dirt off. So you'll go ahead and spray up your exhaust pipes, and then you'll grab your wheel and exhaust pipe brush. I just bought this at Walmart. It's nothing special about it. And then you will scrub your exhaust pipe here. This plastic's pretty resilient. You don't have to worry about rubbing up against it or anything. Make sure you scrub the rim here around the inside. If you really want to get weird, like I used to with the Mini, they had round exhaust pipes. So I got this little brush, I would stick it in there, and it looked very strange. People definitely gave me weird looks, but it got all that black crap out. Like you would pull the brush out and it would just be all this black water that would come out and just run down the driveway. Because if you stick your hand in there, like, look at that. That is disgusting. So I'm done with this water, so I can kind of clean my hand off that way. And then look at where I wiped. It's a lot cleaner. See? So once you're done scrubbing your exhaust pipes, I like to do the bottoms too, even though no one's going to see them, all the way around. Then you can take your hose. It doesn't need to be like full blast or anything. You'll just turn it on a little bit. I'm really struggling doing this with one hand. And then you will rinse off your exhaust pipes. And they'll be all shiny and nice. And everyone will say, wow, cool exhaust pipes. Now we're gonna go into wheel cleaning. So I'll use a front one because you can see it's absolutely filthy. And here's the process I use that works best and is the most pain-free. It's still pretty painful, but you're first going to rinse your wheel off, get it nice and wet. You can do the tire too if you want. And I always start with my Dawn dish soap and water. And you're just going to come here. You're going to spray it all down. No such thing as too much. Helps if your wheels are cold, which they should be because I haven't driven this car today. And then you're going to take your brush and start scrubbing. Now, obviously, disclaimer, take this at your own discretion. I have never had an issue with this scratching my wheels. Just because I haven't doesn't mean you won't. Like, look at that. The AMG got all cleaned out. Go around the edge here. And these wheels are, it's getting caught in my sleeve. These wheels are a pain in the ass to clean. I love the AMG multi-spokes. I really do. They're absolutely beautiful wheels. But they are a pain in the ass to clean. It would help if I had a better brush. I'm aware of that. Once you've gotten a considerable amount of lather, go ahead and wash it off. And you're going to do this about 5 or 6 times until your wheel is almost completely clean. But see, it's already looking better. It just needs to continue. So again, we'll spray it down. And you will do this until you get almost all the brake dust off. There will be some that you won't be able to get off, and we will use the Zero Acid Cleaner for that. So this is after about the second application of just the Dawn dish soap and water. You can tell we're actually looking pretty good. Now I will use my Zero Acid Wheel Cleaner to get whatever the Dawn dish soap and water did not get. So this stuff is very toxic to breathe in. You don't have to use a gas mask, but just don't breathe it in. It's like pepper spray. So see, I like to take a breath and it will immediately make you cough. It burns your lungs. So I kind of turn away to breathe, but don't breathe it in directly. Let it sit there for a second. And then while that's happening, you can kind of rinse out your brush to get it nice and fresh for the next round here. And this will get whatever the Dawn dish soap and water didn't. So come here, and this also polishes a little bit. You'll notice that it'll start shining it up. It'll suds up. Try and get your caliper while you're at it. I assure you it will completely transform the look and the level of your detailing. Like that shiny silver caliper is going to look amazing once it gets cleaned. It's really difficult to get like under the spoke. You can't really, but you can kind of use your brush to get in on as much of the caliper as you can, and then get in these little areas here. This Zero Acid stuff's really good at like breaking up the little areas and little things of brake dust that the soap just can't get. And then just be very thorough and very detailed. If you need a toothbrush, you can use a toothbrush. I'd recommend a toothbrush for wheels like this, because like this giant brush is hard to get in these little cracks and crevices. And then just kind of get over your spokes like this. Just don't let it sit on the wheel too long. You're about to have to rinse it off, just because of the fact that, I won't say it stains, but it just leaves little marks, and then you'll have to scrub it to get it to come off. So there you go. You've got that. It's pretty good. Now you'll give her one final rinse here. And now you have a wheel that looks good, and you have a caliper that also looks really good. So from the angle most people look at it at, which is probably going to be about here, they're not really going to be able to tell if there's a little bit of brake dust that you might have missed and stuff like that. But that looks a heck of a lot better than it used to, looking like that. So The wheels are the biggest pain. I hate them. That one took me, I don't know, maybe about 10 minutes. I wasn't really moving super quick. But we did the front one to show you the difference, because the back really are not that bad. They just need a little bit of help. But obviously, most of the braking force goes to the front. So now here's something wild to note. Look at this wheel. Look at how shiny this is. It's got like a gloss shine to it, right? Same with this headlight. Now, here's why you should never park your car facing the same direction every day. This light is foggy, not that one. I need to fix that. Look at this wheel. There's no shine. It is dull. It looks like a different wheel. It's actually crazy. And I think it has the same thing to do with this light. He parked the car facing this way all the time, to where, like, look at the difference in paint as you get across too. It's not because one side is wet and one's not. It's because this has faded and the other side hasn't. It's deeper. The reflection is there. It's that way with the wheels, the paint, everything. It's really strange. Like, even the little marker light, you can see that. You can see through. This one, it's a little bit worse for wear. I don't know entirely. I think it has to do with the way he parked it all the time. This is almost empty. I don't know. I'll give you a quick demonstration here. It looks like it's about to rain. Figures. How do we prevent water spots? So the way that I do it, I take a clean microfiber towel. I will spray the car with some sort of, you can use this Quick Car Detailer. Turtle Wax has their wash and wax, which I used to use until I couldn't find it anymore. You can use some form of quick detailing wax, and then you will spray it on a car as best as you can with your bottle being almost empty. There we go. Like that. You'll take your microfiber, and when you wipe, no more water. It's wild. It just absorbs. Look at that. And now that you've got so much on the rag, you can actually use it for a good while. Look, half the car has been done and half the roof hasn't. So as you wipe, the water goes away. And you might say, oh, you're playing a trick. No, look, it's perfectly dry. It's really cool. And then you just use that on the entire vehicle. And now the only complication with using this is the fact that obviously, like, this stuff, it still leaves a bit of a haze. Like, see how it's streaky, kind of? So you will need to get another microfiber towel that is dry. And you will do this over the whole car. You will take it, and now that you know the car is clean, you will buff the car by hand. And what that does is it gets rid of your streaks. And now you have a nice, shiny, reflective finish. You can do it here too. Just like that. And you will do this over the entirety of the car. So basically, you'll go over it once with this and your spray, and it will get rid of your water. No more water, except maybe here. Look at that. And then once with your, see the streaks there? With your dry towel, buffer on up, and streaks gone. You can also go over these little things. Look at that. Can you get them looking all nice? And then there's So the car has been wiped down. There's no water on it apart from the glass. You can do the glass, but it's very hard to get the streaks out of. It's just, I don't know, it's something about the glass is really difficult, because you can see the car looks kind of hazy, and that's because we have not hand buffed it with our dry towel yet. So we did this spot and see how it looks really good, but then if you go down here, it's kind of dull. That's because we have not done the hand buffing technique yet. So once you do that, you'll notice now you can start to see reflection in it. So you'll have to do the whole car, or wherever you sprayed, to get the whole car to look like that. And it's just small things too, guys. Like, I can't stress this enough. I just did this through other stripping here. See how shiny that looks? Now part of that's because it's wet. You'll see it starts to dry out. It gets a little dull, but it's going to rejuvenate some of that finish, and you're going to have a nice looking seals on your stuff here. But we've done most of this panel here. You can see the light reflecting from this bright towel here. It's just wild, right? I did the badges back here. Like, look, it's all shiny. And there we are, pretty much done, right? So like you can see everything. Like, with the exception of this headlight, this car looks almost brand new. And like, the only people that know that are people that know that this is an 06, right? I mean, think about it. I have people ask me if I bought this car brand new because of how low the mileage is and how new it looks, right? Now, this is a 06. So this car, when it came out, I was about 8 years old. Right? Crazy. And it still looks great. Another thing to consider is wiping down the inside of your engine compartment. So I just did this a few days ago, but you can take, most of the time, you can take pieces out, you can wipe them down. See, this looks a little dirty. You can literally take your wet microfiber that you used on your thing, start wiping it down, and it will start looking more shiny. This is the air box. So you have an air filter here and here. This actually comes off. If you just pop your little air snorkels out here, boom, boom, and then you lift in a certain way, falling off. This air box comes out, and then you can do all sorts of things. Like, you can take it out like this, and you can clean all this junk off. You can polish up your little AMG things or whatever you have in your car. You can, if you really want to, take a damp, not soaking wet, rag. Look. Clean off your coil packs, or clean off the top of your, so you clean off your coolant reservoir here. You know, make it look all nice and clean. Polish the tops of your stuff. See how bright red that is now? It's crazy. You know, you've got dirt here. You can wipe down your bracing here. Clean your little labels off. Make everything kind of like pop, you know what I mean? I mean, this is kind of dirty. You can come here, clean it all off. Stuff like that. You see how this is dirty here? Gotta come in here, clean that off. There's so many little things that you can come in here and clean. There's all sorts, like, see how dirty this is down here? All this crap. Just take it, do that, down here, and look, so much better. Some of this comes off. Again, a toothbrush would be really helpful to get some of this to come off, but make do with what you got. You've got this handcrafted by Thomas, I can't read that last name, Nichols? Nichols, something like that. Wipe this off. Look at that. Look at how shiny that looks. Same with this one. Look at that. Boom. All right, there's all sorts of dirt around the letters, inside the letters. Oh, that's cool. It says AMG there. I love how this car says AMG everywhere. It's all over everything. And then look, it looks so much better, right? Like so much better. When you go to put it back in the car and you tighten everything up, just the presentation, it's going to be so much better. You put these back and look, it says AMG. AMG. There was an AMG on the back of the air box there. There's like AMG everywhere. I guess so that when you're constantly replacing parts, you can be reminded why. So this one's being a bit of a pain. There we go. And then make sure that this is seated right. It kind of slides up over like that. And then you get your other piece here. It is missing the Mercedes logo, which apparently is very normal. Before I put that on though, I'm going to clean our secondary air pump here. This is our secondary air injection pump for the engine. Don't ask why we need one. I'm not really sure. It's probably an emissions thing. Make sure you don't push on this too hard. It's got this rigid thing here. So this car has 1 EGR per cylinder bank, which that's crazy. I've never seen a car like that. And now we can pop this on. You have to kind of feed it in a certain way. Boom, 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 boom. And then we just need to find a little oil dipstick cover that fell off. So this little thing, this little cap here, I heard it hit the ground. Oh good, I can see through, sort of. So it's probably under the car. Let me grab it. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Very important just to know how to keep your car nice and clean, looking brand new. Even if you don't have something like an AMG or anything like that, it's just still super helpful just to kind of know how to clean the car. There's still a little bit of work to do, like some of the leaves and crap in here and all of that, but nothing super big, nothing super important. And then you'll have a car that looks great all the time. So there you have it. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. And as always, I will see you in the next video.